All right, greetings. West Coast Uncensored. How's everybody doing, D-Boy? The branding name, right, that I gave a while back doing some other stuff. And thank you guys for all the listens of the past listens of the past show. The two shows or two uploads that really were really cool because I wasn't staying in my recent tradition of doing things from 10 to 14 minutes. Actually made two over 30-minute videos, which I have no problem doing. It just, I know sometimes people with their time and stuff is going to cut it down, and that's, that is why I did it. But it's good seeing everybody here and thanking everybody and thanking the response and the reach outs and the texts and phone calls even from them who have built relationships and rapport with me and will and talk to me some multiple times weekly now, and some once a week. But just the hardcore, those who are just interested and was able to connect on a whole different volume of the way we do in an alliance of unity on a level of growth and wanting to keep growing and extending and establishing past there are just trying to grow into what they would like to be in their highest volume of self, having an awakening, right, and knowing there's more and having these things. So there was one person, actually a couple people I was talking to, one that got a hold of me, and then another person for sure. There's past videos on this, but I'm going to go over this because I'm really going to hammer this home on some of the new people that I got that are tapping in. But we're going to do a little WOTD, which is word of the day, right? WOTD. When you see it on my videos, that's what you'll see is the WOTD. That's the word of the day. I told you I'd get back into some of that. We're going to go in here with a word that I have definitely used before, right? And this word is something that you've heard me say periodically. I might even mention almost once a video recently. And if I didn't, I didn't. But it's definitely in that frame, and that word is the word occultic, right? The word occultic. And think about it. We've kind of from the past, and depends on how old you are, have kind of been programmed into think every time we heard the word occultic or occult or cult, the first thing, what do you think about when you first hear that word occult? What's your first thought? Listen, I'm hearing, yeah. Well, usually it's kind of the drinking the Kool-Aid that's with poison in it. Jim Jones or somebody, caught up in something that's having rituals and doing practices that the mainstream or most people don't do. And we usually vent it off in being something very, very evil, right? As one of the things that we do. And that would be cult, not occultic. And so that's what we're here to kind of do. We talk heavily here about etymology, a practice not taught in school. Practice used to be taught in school in the past. That is essential to understanding the origination of words and really what they mean in their pocket of their foundation of their roots, right? What these words mean that would go across timelines and even across cultures or across different variants of different. See, there I went to the word culture, right? That even goes with occult and cult and culture. But we will even get into that. If not today, some other stuff. Definitely bringing it up. But anyways, something that's most mainstream wouldn't go, oh, that's this. I can call many out that people would say, right? But let's do this. So we're going to get in the word today. We're going to do one of the things that I like to do, and that is get into etymology. So we're going to get into the etymology, and I need my glasses here. Why? Because I need readers, or I see blur. So the word I'm going to get into is occult. Watch this very first thing that you hear is it says secret not divulged. From the French, directly from Latin, occultus, hidden, concealed secret, cover, over, conceal. To hide, to conceal the meaning not apprehended by the mind beyond the range of understanding. See, this is when we're going into the depth of what I've talked about many, many times, is being your intuition activated, right? The associated with supernatural sciences, as in magic, alchemy, astrology, right? The verb occultic, to keep secret, conceal. So the word doesn't have a spookism to it. It just means hidden knowledge. It's been secretly hid. It's been tucked away, hidden from the mainstream, purposely, because as more and more as you start studying secret societies, occultism, that you're seeing all these cultures, many cultures, when you start deep diving into it and start learning about them, you find out that they had what we even see now when we hear the mainstream of us now, especially since most people are woke. They're they're throwing up this and they're throwing up these signs, right, in symbols, which are cultic, which can be hidden the meanings. Is that we're thinking that they are all fall in line in a certain way, but it's really a science that they would use, like having a secret society, that we can't tell you. Some of these different teachings would tell you that you don't need to know unless you're mature enough to know, and then they would keep this into and even I like here the meaning to cover and conceal, meaning not apprehended by the mind beyond the range of understanding, right? Meaning it's definitely would be the inner workings of the revealing, or the occultic. Think about another word as the revelation. Occultic and very revelation are very occultic. Occult means it's hidden. Revelation means that which was hidden is revealed. So they go hand in hand as far as that. So then when you start seeing this and you start looking at this, and if you look down a little bit, I'm going to occultic sciences, occultism, right, which is primitive, described as anthropologists, which is a pre-scientific philosophy, perhaps even areas as they've called pseudoscience. Yeah, more and more as I'm learning, that's not the truth. That's how you hide things and conceal them, by calling them something that they're not. What we've dealt with is, even in any of the religions that we've dealt with, right, is there's an occultic meaning to all of them that's hidden, which would be more transformed as being true. So we get the lower down version of it, which is dogma, which you would maybe spoon feed children a story, but you would want them eventually know this is a story within a story, and we're going to share with you when you're ready to go through the different layers of what it means. That's why they would have initiation, right? And I'm going to do a word of the day on initiation also, and stuff like this. So what you have in this occultism is just hidden knowledge, hidden meanings, and so when somebody says they're an occultist, and first of all you go, ooh, the mainstream does, that's the devil, but it's granting into certain power, getting into the keys and the initiation into certain levels of energy and power, and the projector and the creator of that would tap in, and the energy isn't either good or bad. Come on now, it's neutral. But what do you do when you do with it? Do you teach this knowledge to confuse people and to hem them up, like I want to say, if I want to use the street terms, or you want to confuse them? Well, we see that has been going on a long time. And I don't have to tell you who does that really good. Or you could use it for the unity and oneness of self that you would definitely transfer to other people having a greater experiences within this and have these occultic meanings, occultist. I would say occultism is just what it is starting to know these roots of how they work, and then you apply them to yourself. That would be an occultism, right? You would take these and you would put them into different factions of whether it's alchemy, spirituality, learning how to transform, transmutate would all fall in that, and also the knowledge of certain things. An example would be Moses parts the Red Sea, right? And in the story of Moses parting the Red Sea, he's running from another group of people, and he's trying to cross a sea and walk on water or through the water. And these people, which are after him, that he's leaving, in the story, it's Egyptians, right? We'll just leave it at that. And the depth of it would be that really Egyptian meant, you could link it in occultism as Egyptian meant the physical mind. They're trying to leave their physical mind to cross their emotional mind, the water, the Red Sea, and then as they cross, you begin to see. Does that make sense? That would be more occultic, the hidden meaning within it. That's really the true meaning, not that this actually necessarily happened, as being something that you have to look at to do. A lot of times these stories in any form would appear to be more like praising somebody, and most people in the religious dogma are like, oh, they did it, but I'm not them. When really this was a story about you. And maybe nobody really did that physically, literally. I mean, many of these books, all through these books, will tell you that it's allegorical and dark. That would be what's the occult meaning behind it? What's the occult meaning of the hidden meaning of something? What is the hidden meaning of walking on water? The story, walking on water, and you see the sun, the ocean, and you see the sun as it goes to the sunset, sitting here, appears to be almost walking on water. I would even say it even into direct me into a deeper part, with me being standing over my emotional mind and not letting my emotional mind catch me up in waves, take me under, and I'm going back and forth and swimming to stay alive because my emotional realm is just dictating to me, which can come and go like the waves of the sea, right? Emotions can change all the time. And again, I'm not promoting emotionalism's bad, but when it's your leader, it's a taskmaster. When you lead it can serve you wonderful, like a nice hors d'oeuvre. So anyways, that's what you would look at occultism. Real quick on occult, right? When we look at the word cult, here's something that is very interesting. We look at the word cult, and again, I'm going to my etymology, and I suggest that you guys order books. If I would get a etymology book, I had one, and I can't find it, and that's weird to me that I couldn't find it. But anyways, here's the word cult, which we took as bad, right? Is to worship, pay homage, particular form of a system worship, labor, cultivation, worship, reverence, originally tended for cultivated, right? And we know that word cultivating even goes into farms, right? So it gives you, and what it is, it was a primitive system of religious beliefs and worship, especially in the rites and ceremonies employed in such worship, extended meaning, devotion to a particular person or thing or deity, right? So when you look at this, the word cult doesn't say here in its beginning of what the word means. We see it now, and as here many times here, we show how words aren't really what they mean. I think about when I decode the song Stairway to Heaven. It says sometimes words have two meanings, but it's time to change the road you're on. To me, it's telling me that it's equivocal language within that song, your stairway, right? It doesn't. What and then the next part goes. It surpasses into with a word. How's it go with the word of the wind of the word? God, I forgot that. Know that song very well. But anyways, that would be an occultic meaning. It's hidden. So the word cult here, in the first part, just talking about a group of people, right? And then it goes into that word even goes into colony, which is all husbandry. So really, what I see is it's paying homage to something. People can have a cult, and I know in the definition of it, it's believing in practicing something that the mainstream don't practice. That's considered a cult. Again, so that means religion is cult. when you understand that, get to definitions, not the ho-hum, yeah, this is what we say and we believe. As we talked many times here, your believing has the foundation of the center of the word believe has lie. And also having an opinions, to me, is like an opiate. I'm really not trying to walk in opinions anymore. If I don't know, I know. It's yay or nay for me. I know something, I do know it. And if I tell you I don't know, and people have looked at me, you don't know, and they're waiting for my opinion, and I don't have an opinion from them because I don't try to deliver beliefs and opinions. Still kind of scrubbing that out of myself as we continue to decode ourselves, right? So one more word we're going to look at. Colony's connected to the word cult, which doesn't surprise me. And here's the other word. Notice we said occultic. Has cult in it. Occultic. Notice has the O in front of it, which means an eye that you see. That's what I see with the O over occultic. The hidden now seen. The O's first. You see the hidden. O C cultic. But watch this. Culture. We're gonna jam in the culture. And this is heavy. Because culture, where we see it, people say, oh, your culture is this. The foundation of culture is really about cultivation and care and honoring from from tilling and cultivating, meaning to cultivate crops, based on farming, in a deeper meaning, then the connecting to knowing bacteria and microorganisms, which would mean going to growing and the sciences of growing things. But it would be also we see it now as more, well, this is what we do, right? But really it's really connected to animals and farming, the word culture. Even when I go down here into the word cultural, it says tilling, cultivating, figuratively care. You cultivate yourself and your own thoughts. You need to be the husbandry of yourself, right? And from the past, to tend, to guard, to be a watchman, to till, to cultivate, figuratively your senses relating to, and then it would go into the cultivation of your mind, right? The relating to culture in that, which can happen in that, because there is, when you build culture that we see, I guess there is a cultivation of their thoughts and practices that you do, whether it's positive or negative, right? So really that would be what this is, man. It's really good. It's nothing what it seems, right? Nothing what it seems. One more time, nothing what it seems. These words aren't. English is an equivocal language, which you can't even Google and find anymore. It won't tell you that it is. It used to, and you would find out equivocal languages in the old dictionaries before they started doing the burning and the major programming now. You can get, that's why I even suggest if you go get a literal etymology dictionary. We're going to need that stuff because they can scrub everything and erase it, and we just are like, we had this and we don't know more because the book has been lost, right? They're trying to pattern no more books. Facts. Anyways, yeah. Cultured, meaning developed under controlled natural conditions. Originally pearls, meaning refined, improved by exposure to intellectualism or culturalization, right? To cultivate, instill the culture is to instill a cultivation. That can be good. That can be good fruit, or that can be poisonous fruit. Come on now. This is where you have the power for what are you going to make when you create? Where are you going to drive it to? Because it's independent of itself. It's operating neutral. How are you that tap in going to present? You can present a unity and oneness, or you're going to keep with the divide and conquering, which obviously we see has been going on. See clearly. But anyways, this is D-Boy. This was good. This was the occultic meaning, adding a little bit more on it with the culture and cult, right? But anyways, and I didn't go to definitions. I went strictly here to etymology today. So definitions might give you a little bit something different, because they'll always change stuff in these change words, add stuff that's you know what I mean. When you know. So anyways, you guys have a great day. All right, D-Boy, West Coast Uncensored, hitting you more word of the days and some other gems coming.